So this is my new chair, and this is why it links to your fat loss and why you're not able to see tangible, sustainable results when it comes to your fat loss. Now look, this may be random. You're thinking, what has a chair got to do with me losing body fat and achieving a leaner physique? Well, I'm going to explain why. It's random, isn't it? Like really random. Well, that's the exact same thing you're doing with your workouts, right? A lot of people that are struggling to shift that stubborn body fat are trying so many different methods and nothing is sticking, nothing is continuous. Say for the analogy of the chair, right? It's random. What is a chair got to do with fat loss? It's the same thing with your fat loss journey, right? You're trying different methods, you're spinning different wheels, you try something for a week, don't see the results, so you jump onto the next trend. There is so much information out there now, a lot, like crazy. YouTube, ChatGPT, Instagram, TikTok. There's all these different social media platforms, which is good because it means we're more accessible to information. But on the other side, it means there's so much information out there, you don't know what to pick, and that's left you confused, stuck, starting, trying something for a while, and then jumping onto the next thing. And you're not going to see any real progress, any real tangible differences if you're chopping and changing. I mean, look, inevitably your results are going to show, right, of the last couple months to a year of what you've been doing. And if your results are inconsistent and you're just not seeing the differences in the mirror, well then the method and what you're implementing is obviously inconsistent. It's obviously stop-start. It's obviously not going to show the results you want to. So let's cover a few things of how you can adjust that, on some practical steps that you can take so you can start to see some results. Well, the first thing is whatever method and whatever route you go down, you need to give it time. Like when you start off with a method, you start something, it's meant to feel uncomfortable. It's meant to feel not normal for you, or to feel out of sort or hard or difficult. That's the whole point of it, right? It's not a bug, it's a feature. It's part of the process. You feeling uncomfortable, you not seeing the progress right away. These are things that are common from whatever method you go down, whatever route you choose on, or fat loss in general. Even if you go over the core principles, which is a calorie deficit, and you go over high protein and you train, it's not going to happen right away. It is not going to instantly start to see the progress you want to. It takes up to 2 to 3 months just to see some differences, and that just depends on the level that you're starting at. So it is not a bug, it is a feature of any program or any method that you go through. And when it comes to fat loss, it is a process. It takes time. You go through steps, you go through different phases, your body will fluctuate, different things happen during the process. But for you to actually see the results you want to, you have to be consistent and you have to implement the thing. So if you check out my last video, I explain what reasonable fat loss, realistic fat loss goals that you can see, 0.5 to 1 kilograms, and what you can see over the 8 weeks. However, to be able to attain those results, you have to be consistent with it. Now, when I say 0.5 to 1 kilogram, that may mean that the scale fluctuates. So you may just be looking at the scale and it fluctuates and then it goes up and you're like, oh my God, like I'm gaining weight. But you could still be progressing even with that going on, right? Because we're talking about body fat here specifically. So look, inevitably you have to give time and you have to trust the process, and you have to go through the process, and you have to go through the difficulties to see the result. So if you want to see progress, you want to see results, it is a feature that the first part is going to feel hard, it's going to feel uncomfortable, you're not going to know what you're doing, it's not going to feel like natural, it's not going to feel like what you've done before because you haven't done it before, right? But it is about implementing it and staying consistent with it. Now, the other thing which I alluded to at the start is your workouts being inconsistent and trying different methods and different techniques. If you just gather a load of different things that you saw on the internet, which you saw from your favorite influencers, and different nutritional strategies, and you put it all together, you're just going to have something that's just bundled up with different workouts, it's going to be a mix of so many different things. They're just random, so you're just going to be jumping from one thing to the other, and at times some of them can contradict themselves. Like you could be training hard but then be on like a keto diet, for example, and you might just crash and not have energy, for example, but you're training really hard and your body just can't, it just doesn't work for your body, for example. So That's just an example, just an analogy. So trying different methods from different things, from different influences, from different workouts is at the same time going to give you stop-start. It's going to give you inconsistency because you're getting your methods, you're getting your methodologies from so many different places. You're trying out so many different things. So you just need to focus on one specific thing, just one training method, one nutritional method, which would be high protein and just being in a calorie deficit, which is really simple. Just focusing on that, on the simple, basic things that will get you results, and just keeping consistent with it, regardless of how the weight's fluctuating, all the external things. You're going to see results just if you are consistent with it. The third thing is, and I alluded to the first one, is the progress you want to see is not always visible, or it's not always the progress that you're going to think that it would look like in your head, if that makes sense. So what I mean by that is, you may think the scale needs to change for me to see progress. You may need to think I need to look completely different in the mirror, which comes down to, realistic, tangible goals. So again, what's in your head and what you're expecting and what you're setting out with, maybe it's not going to be realistic to the goals that you want to that you expect. So if you're looking at the scale and you're looking at these metrics and you're looking on social media and you're seeing how ripped someone is and thinking why you're not like them after a couple weeks, then you're going to obviously be let down, and that's going to cause you to, again, just jump from another method or try something else because you just feel like it's not working. So the methods that you're looking at and the scales and the images, they're unrealistic. You have to set realistic targets. You have to be realistic with yourself. And I would say a good realistic target is just to be consistent and just to go through at least 2 to 3 months and not expect much, or if even expect anything, just to go through the process for the first 2-3 months and just not expect anything. Just say, I'm going to do this regardless of whatever, and just get into a consistent habit. And then after the 2-3 months, you can evaluate and then see the results through different data points, different metrics. So really simple. Okay, so there you go, just 3 simple things. But what it all links to is you being inconsistent, stop starting, because you're trying so many different things. You're juggling so many different plates, juggling so many different wheels. You're following different influences and different people's methodologies, and you're just trying to cram it all into one. And it's overwhelming. It's too much for you. Like in any walk of life, that will be difficult. If I wanted to go into a specific business, and I was just trying so many different business methodologies. I was trying to funnel, I was trying to, hope this doesn't go over your head, but I'm trying to funnel, then I'm over here, I'm trying a high ticket offer, then here I'm trying a low ticket offer, and I'm just trying all these different methods, and it's just not consistent. I'm just not putting my efforts into any one thing. Then the results and my income is going to also show inconsistency. It's going to be all over the place, a bit like this YouTube video. I'm putting points all over. It's going to be a bit inconsistent. So you have to have one focus, one method. You have to stick to it and be consistent with it, because like I mentioned, it is a feature, not a bug. If it feels uncomfortable, if you're not right what you're doing, no one, like, another thing just to end on the video is, who sets out on something and knows it's right, knows what they're doing is right and spot on? Like, who does that? It rarely works. You try, you stick to something, it feels uncomfortable, you keep progressing, you keep on the process, and then you start to see wins, and you start to build on those wins, right? Because if you set out and you already had the answers and you already knew what you needed to do in terms of fat loss, then you'd have achieved it, you'd have stuck to it, you would have seen the results, you'd already be an expert, you'd be where I am right now, right? But that's not the case. And the reason is because you don't know what you're doing, and you're not sure what is right and what the process or the method looks like. So that's why you have to go through the process. You have to go through that, uncomfortability. You have to just go through it. You have to trust it. You have to be consistent. And then over time of being consistent and persistent, you will see the results. I promise you, that's like the number one thing that has worked for me, for all the countless clients that I've worked with, that I've seen results, is them just being consistent with what I've done. It's in any walk, just being consistent with a thing that has been set out for them, and just being consistent and doing it time and time over again, and that just reaping the rewards. So don't be like the title and thumbnail of this video and parts of this video where it's just random. You're just doing random things. You're just talking about random things. Be specific, be consistent, pick a method, pick one route that works. And if you watch my last video, you can see a bit more about how much body fat you can expect and how to achieve it. So pick one method, one system, and then just implement it. Be consistent with it, and don't start. Don't get distracted by shiny objects and what else everyone else is promising out there. Just Be consistent with that thing that works for your lifestyle, that you can manageably maintain day in, day out, and you can be consistent with it. So that's the takeaway message. And just before I end, like I said, watch my last video if you want to see about realistic, how to lose body fat and how to maintain it over the longer term. And if you want support and if you want a blueprint and a method that you can implement and follow, you're tired of starting, you're tired of jumping all these methods, you're tired of trying all these different workouts and all these plans, and you just want a blueprint, a system that works, that will get you results, without, you know, you lead into frustration and all those second guessing, all those sorts of things that you're feeling right now. If you want that, just drop down below in the comments blueprint, and I'll send you a blueprint. I'll send you a guide of, you know, just an overview of what I do. And then you can also click the link below to get one-to-one coaching if you want some more support and help from me. But inevitably, takeaway that I want you to take away from this video is, if it does feel uncomfortable and if it does feel challenging, that does not mean that you should stop. It means the opposite. It means you should keep progressing, you should keep maintaining, because the results will show, because it's difficult, it's tough. So that's what usually gets results, right? So stop starting and jumping from method to method, and stick, be consistent, and the results will come. So yeah, make sure you subscribe, comment down below if you want that blueprint, if you want one coaching. I'll see you next video. Now let me enjoy my chair and just have some time with my chair and just get comfortable with it. Yeah, out.